changing it up a little bit. I've had my students telling me I've been getting lucky lately. So I'm going to do some 3-2 Blitz. I'm honestly much more of a fan of flat 3 or flat 5. Um, I was always taught that 3-2 is like old man Blitz, where you can always just move fast and gain time. You like barely ever have a chance of essentially running out of time if you know what you're doing. So we'll see how this goes. And I mean, if I blunder like I blundered in a few videos, you'll definitely see me not get away with it in this type of time control. So let's find out. All right. And sometimes I'll like to play these kind of random English. Like if you throw in h4, you're going to get a relatively unique position. And I play the queen to d2 because I just have the ability to play wait and see. Do I want to play e4 and get a Botvinnik structure? Or in this case, since he went e5 trying to lock down d4, maybe I'm going to go e3. I still have the ability to castle queenside potentially, or just go knight g2 and castle kingside. Since d5 is a possibility, I'm just going to go ahead and sink a guy in here. And now I'm starting to lean more towards castling kingside. This is just a flexible way to play. No real risk with white. Nice opening to play, especially against lower rated players. And yeah, normally I have like a little bit of a time edge by now. That's something I need to do, is train with different time controls to get used to it. And since he did that, if he really wants to take so badly, I'm going to let him. But I'm going to get stuff. So, okay. If you want to go bishop h6, I'm going to take. If you take me first, I'm going to get tempo off the b. Bishop h6 could be annoying if f3. Will it? You know what? I'm fine with it. Bishop h6, queen e1, bishop h2. Okay, he didn't go with it, which is kind of surprising. And how should we move forward here? You know what? Let's press, especially if I can take here. That'll be a protected pass pawn for the ending. And you can kind of swap gears from that point into I'm attacking over here to I just want a nice little solid positional edge to go forward with. If he takes, the d6 pawn's still going to be weak, much like in a Benoni structure, and should be good to go. So okay, he's given me option number 1, and I'm going to take it without much hesitation here. Okay, rooks belong on open files, so let's get that done. Bishop h6, come on, quit hanging stuff. Quit hanging things. That was terrible. Terrible. Wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world, but yeah. Not enough thinking. And what's the best way to handle it? Actually, I'm going to offer it to him again. Bishop h6, queen f2, takes, rook takes, pressure's there, pressure's there. See if we'll get comp. Yep, as expected. Surprising. Okay. think we'll be alright. E5 pawn's weak. Bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes, bishop b5, rook c2, bishop takes c2, or rook c8. Rook c8, rook takes, bishop takes. Then the knight needs to move. Or, yeah, I'm going to go with it. E-pawn is weak. If he does something like f6 to solidify, I have bishop a3, which is annoying. Or that, I was thinking just bishop takes e5 immediately. And then that way, the runners might be good in the long term. We'll find out. It's kind of a subtlety. The b2 square is covered by the b. And if he takes, you got the duo going. So that's something. If he doesn't beat himself on the clock here. See, that's going to be the thing about 3-2 as well. If you have the ability to play very quickly, you're good to go. But if you don't, it can leave you in a worse situation. Let's see, if bishop d4, he takes, and goes rook there, I'll have bishop there. Okay, so that is good. My first reaction was good. Interesting. But now I can clip and be bothersome. And this is where my opponent falls apart. Too many pawns. Can we have a bit of fun here? Let's have a bit of fun here. Where are you going? All right. That turned out okay. Let's see how bad I botched it. I mean, I know I hung the exchange, but sometimes you can make it work. So we just kind of had a rando opening, less than 10 games played, but hey, Kramnik played it, so that's something. Vakir Lagrave as well, in decent company. But now, only 2 masters. And then nobody on Queen D2. But the engine doesn't hate my position. It liked knight h3 instead of knight e2. Knight takes f6. That's probably something to consider. And then castles, where you go d4. If he goes d5 first... Wow, okay, knight f4. I wouldn't have even considered that move. That's pretty critical. Everything is in full harmony for white there, while black's... This is kind of a awkward piece constellation. So I like white there. Nice little trick. And as soon as I go rook c1, that's where I went bad here. This was good. And then, wow, it really didn't evaluate it that highly. It doesn't even want it. Okay, why not king h2? I guess it's the same thing. And the point is, you're going to get comp in a pawn no matter what, because that's a protected passer. And then even with the trades, this is more than enough. Yep, white's better. Okay, so yeah, my reaction of basically being like, okay, I'm going to play queen e3 and stop that was not that bad. Okay, evaluating imbalance is pretty good today. And here, I thought I had decent comp, which I did. And if bishop b5, okay, I evaluated that properly. Well, we have bishop a3 on the end being annoying. The bishops come alive, do work. All right. Good. 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 It wanted me to play rook takes c8, but the eval didn't change when I took here. I guess it was still thinking about it. And I saw that my knight wouldn't be able to be kicked off this perch, and like everything protects everything else except the a pawn. I knew if he went after the a pawn, my d pawn's gonna go. So, I mean, even with low time, this was kind of like an eyeball thing that the three pieces just looked monstrous. So, that'll do it for that one. Starting off the 3-2 with a pretty clean game. Some interesting ideas.